like to talk a little bit about our mother. Now, both she and my father buried 2 kids, and so it took a toll on my father too, but my father just did what he did, and my mother took care of us. And we took care of her. Then the time came after my father died, and she was a very good-looking woman, that Gerard and I both were united in saying, we got to get Mom married. We got preferably to someone in California. So now we loved her very much. One time, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. One about Ralph Lopez. That's
Ralph Lopez, yeah, and the other was the doctor. The doctor who wanted to throw his mother off the balcony with a wheelchair. Remember that?
No, that I don't remember.
Yeah, we finished this one first.
Okay. So my mother's in a nursing home, and so Gerard and I, he didn't like this, but this was best for my mother. It was a Catholic nursing home, and we had somebody there every day. So Gerard volunteered to be part of the board, and I volunteered to be a chaplain. So I'd go there, hear confession, say Mass. One day I'm saying Mass. Now my mother at this point has no filter. So she's sitting there, and my dear brother, who I love a lot, is in the back. Now, of course, no one can see him except me. So I'm at the altar, and this guy next to her corpse, she looks like this. And Gerard realizes this is going to be fun. And Gerard starts laughing, smiling. And then another guy, corpse, another one, corpse. Then someone sneezes. Stop it. And Gerard is laughing back. And I'm thinking, I got to get through Mass. I don't know.
She was, yeah.
So then after Mass, he said, Mom, what'd you do? Now, my mother never met a lie she didn't like. So I said, Mom, what'd you do? I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. What did I do? Well, you said these things, stuff. Well, they shouldn't have sneezed at your Mass or whatever. But the Ralph Lopez story I have to tell you now, there's a background to this. This woman by the name of Rachel married this guy, Ralph Lopez. Now, Ralph's family was really Italian, but they wound up in South America, I think.
I think that's true.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Well, Ralph Lopez was this big, fat, jolly man, as I remember him as a kid. And his son, Ralph, went to the seminary for a while.
That's right, yeah.
And his wife was a beautiful woman by the name of Rachel. And Rachel and my mother were great friends. So years later, Ralph Lopez slims down, and he looks very, very good. I mean, he almost looked like a Don. And he looked, anyway.
A good-looking fellow, he was.
So I visited someone in the hospital, and my mother was with me. It turned out that was the moment Rachel died. And I'm a priest now, and I got my oils. So it's one of the moments where you say, well, if someone had to die, I'm glad I was here. So Ralph Lopez is obviously, he's feeling bad. He's on his wife. He's crying, all of this. So I do what a priest has to do. This was a Sunday. The funeral was a Wednesday. So I celebrated at the funeral with Father Alexander.
Mm-hmm. Davis.
Right. And so I celebrated. And then after the Mass, Mr. Lopez says, Father, I want to take you out for dinner. I said, that's not necessary. He said, no, I want to talk to you about something. I said, okay, well, I have Mass on Saturday at St. Benedict's. He said, I'll come there. And we'll go to an Italian restaurant. So we go to this restaurant, it's like a big, long car. He says, look, I want to thank you for what you did. I said, no, that's just what a priest does. He says, but I want to talk to you about a personal matter. He says, I want to date your mother. I says, Dad? I said, my brother will escort her down the aisle, and I'll do the wedding.
We're ready to give her away.
It's in California. So anyway, now, there's a sub-story to this that I didn't know at the time. But I did tell him, I said, look, nothing would make me happy but please go slow with her. Well, he proceeds to tell her in Italian that she's too close to her family, her sister and stuff. You know that ain't going to go anywhere. But what I didn't know is that, and this is not funny, but in the telling is, at the wake, which would have been Tuesday night, my mother is sitting next to Ralph, and then she decides to go up to the casket and then leave. Well, he's checking out her legs. I didn't know this, but he told my mother this. I was looking at your legs, And her answer, "You son of a bitch, your wife is not even cold," and stuff. That was funny.
Yes.
And so I told him,
Missed time, bad timing. Right?
anytime I wanted to give my mother a hard time, say, "Hey, Ma, how's Mr. Lopez?" And he called, "Stop it.